In this video segment, we're going to take a look at a new report that TIES added that allows you to see the individual scores for the reporting standards that have assignments connected to them and how those individual assignments and scores equal a final grade that actually gets submitted to the report card. So to start the process off here, we're going to go to Reports and choose Pre-Formatted. If you've used the TIES gradebook before, you're probably familiar with how to run these reports, but if you're new, we're going to kind of review part of this process. I'm going to use a report in mathematics, so I'm going to check that box, and then when I click the down arrow for select a report, there's a new option down here called a class status by standard. So I'm going to use that option. There are a variety of options and things you can turn on and off for all the different reports down here, but for this standard report, I'm just going to keep all those defaults just as they are, and then in the upper right hand corner, I'm going to choose Run Report, and that'll take maybe 5 to 10 seconds for that to come up. And then once it does, I'm just going to zero in here on one student, and these are just bogus students and grades, and so there's nothing too private here that we have to worry about viewing. And so let's just take a couple of minutes here and take a look at how this report is laid out. It looks similar to some other reports that are set up in the TIES gradebook, but with this one, what we do here, what is displaying at the very top, it shows the name of the reporting standard. And so this deals with read writes and compares fractions. And then within that standard, here's a list of all of my formative work and all the summative work that that particular standard is connected to. And if you want, there is a breakdown here, so you can see an overall grade for formative work, an overall grade for the summative work, but it will actually give a final overall grade for that standard at the bottom. And so there's the overall grade for read writes and compares fractions. As I scroll down a little bit further, we now have the second standard listed for this particular student. And this standard deals with the relationship between ratios and fractions. And again, we have a similar breakdown, the formative, the summative, and then directly underneath that is the overall grade for that reporting standard. And so at the bottom of each reporting standard, the sort of the summary grade is always going to be listed. So here it is in this case. If I scroll back up, here it is with this reporting standard. These are important areas because the grade that's displayed at the bottom, that's the grade that actually gets submitted to the report card. And in the next video segment, again, it'll be listed on the TIES Gradebook Moodle website. We'll show you how to go through that grade submission process. And so that's kind of an exciting thing. I think that this is going to be a big time saver as people start to use the TIES Gradebook. And I just want to remind people that this is really the first sort of version of this report. And so if you have ideas or suggestions how to improve some of the things we're seeing on these reports, notify your gradebook trainer, and they can communicate that to the person responsible for making sure that we start to see some of these changes. And TIES is open to our feedback, and we've come a long way with the gradebook in the past year. So I anticipate that we're going to continue to see some changes as more people start to use it. So please keep track of the things that you see, not only on these reports, but other things in the gradebook, and communicate those to your gradebook trainer. And so, again, it's kind of a nice looking report divided by individual reporting standard, and these individual grades are the ones that get submitted to the TIES report card. Thank you.